Welcome to The Long Dark by Hinterland Games. Now, in case you're wondering, The Long Dark is a survival game. This is set in northern Canada after an event called the First Flare, which is essentially a magnetic storm that knocks out power to most of northern Canada and presumably the rest of North America. So, there's a few different game modes, including Winter Mute, which is the story mode, which is honestly a good way to learn the game, but in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to play survival mode if you've never played before. There's also challenges in here, which, like Homeless Rescue, The Hunted Part 1 and 2, but I wouldn't recommend playing these unless you have some experience with the game. Otherwise, you'll probably die and find them very frustrating. So we're gonna hop into survival mode, and as you can see, just a few options. Now, if you've never played a survival mode game before, you'll have to click New right here, and there's different difficulty levels here. The easiest one is Pilgrim, which is good if you just want to explore, but I find it a little boring personally. So it's a poetry of survival, which is sort of how it is, really. There's also one we'll be playing is Voyageur, which is kind of your normal difficulty. This gives you a nice balance between exploration and survival, and I'm equal parts hunter and hunted. Eventually, we will lead to mastering the elements, and there is wildlife that is hostile, but it's not too common. It is challenging to survive, but there's plenty of resources to do it. Now, there's also Stalker, which is kind of, you have a little bit less resources, but really in Stalker, you're basically got a ton of wolves all the time, so it can get very frustrating very fast if you're not a great shot and good at dealing with wolves. An Interloper, well, Interloper is really hard. You get no rifle, you get no revolver, you get no naturally spawned bow, you have to make your own hatchet, you have to make your own improvised knife, and it's etc, etc. There's very little clothing too, so unless you're an expert, don't play Interloper off the bat, because you'll just die pretty quickly. You can also play a custom game down here, and you can create a unique balance between survival and exploration, and share the code with other players if you so desire. We're not going to do that. We're going to hop into Voyageur, which is normal, and let's go. Now, there's all kinds of regions you can start in Voyageur. Now, if you play Interloper, you'll be plopped in a random region, but that's not the case in this difficulty. Now, there's all kinds of regions you can start in, but the three I recommend are either Mountain Town, which is good for new players, and has lots of shelters and deer to hunt, but be careful, there's a lot of wolves around there. The one thing I will say about Mountain Town is that you may be more familiar with it off the bat if you play story mode, and you will get a lot of clothing very fast from the houses, but you'll also be attacked by wolves a lot. In town a bit, but if you leave town, you're going to see a lot of wolves, so we're not going to play that one. There's also Coastal Highway, which has a ton of resources, but you can get lost on the ice here if you're not good at navigating. And there's quite a few wolves here on the ice, and there's also a bear, so you want to be slightly careful here. So we'll be playing Mystery Lake, which is ideal for new players, which I presume that's what you are if you're watching this video, and it'll give a balance between wilderness and man-made shelters, resources, and wildlife. So you get a bit of everything. And it's also, as you can see, a very central region, so you can always explore other regions off this pretty easily. So yeah, let's hop into Mystery Lake. Let's confirm. You can play as a man or a woman. It makes no difference except in the voiceover you get and some of the sounds you hear. We'll play as a man because I'm a man. Now there's these feats here. Now You can unlock feats here by playing survival mode. And these give you some different perks, but as a new player, you won't have any of these feats unlocked, so I'll do this with no feats. And let's confirm. And we're going to call this Survival Training. What do you think of that? So, that's enough yakking about the game, so let's hop right into it. A mysterious geomagnetic storm has brought your plane crashing down into the northern Canadian wilderness. How long can you survive? Well, let's see, shall we? I think I can survive in this difficulty without too much trouble. Let's press any key to continue, and let's do that right now. He's not the strongest of the species that survives. He's the most intelligent that survives. He's the one that's the most adaptable to change. Charles Darwin. Yeah, those are some wise words. Alright. So, welcome to Great Bear Island. Specifically, welcome to Mystery Lake. Now, before we go, let me show you what we got here. Press tab, you can see the time of day. As you can see, it's around high noon. And you can hear it's pretty windy. And look at the bottom left down here, you can see the heads-up display on the left, the thermometer, that tells we're getting colder. You can see the 3 arrows dropping means that we're getting colder. When that gets empty, that means that your condition, which is that hard bar down there, will drop by about 20% an hour. So freezing is definitely the fastest way to die on Great Bear. Staying warm is a very smart idea. As a result, when you spawn in first, you really won't want to be standing around and, well, doing nothing. The first goal will be to start walking. If you have no idea where you're at, walk. Chances are you'll find something sooner or later. Down at the bottom of the valley. Now, as you can see, I don't see anything down there, so let's head up over to the left. Let's talk about the hood a bit longer. To the right of the thermometer, you see the eye, which I call the sleepy eye. That's how tired you are now. Tiredness will decrease. Or energy, I guess you call it, tiredness, whatever. Your energy levels will decrease gradually throughout the day. They decrease slowly if you're not walking, moderately fast if you're walking, and really fast if you start to sprint. And you can sprint if you press left shift, you will sprint. You can only sprint forwards, FYI. So walk, you forward, you press W. A is straight to the left, D is straight to the right, and S is just walk backwards. And you can only sprint when moving forward. Keep that in mind. There's no jumping in this game. So, let's go back to the sleepy eye. If you're sleepy eye...
I need to find some place to escape this cold.
Interrupted me. Yes, we will find a place to escape this cold in just one moment. If your sleepy eye gets empty, two things will happen. Well, A, you'll start to lose condition about 1% an hour. B, you'll be completely unable to sprint. And C, you will also lose carrying capacity. All these things are bad, so it's a good idea to not let your sleepy eye get too empty. In general, if you're careful, you should be able to have enough energy for the entire day. And you refill your sleepy eye by, well, sleeping. Shockingly.
Wait.
See that shelter? We'll warm up nicely in that shelter. Just up ahead. And right of that is thirsty drop. That's how well hydrated you are. that gets empty, you'll lose 2% condition an hour. That's about it. So it's good to stay hydrated. And the rightmost one is the hungry stomach, and that will gradually empty over time. Fill it up by eating. If it gets completely empty, you'll lose 1% condition an hour. We'll get some music kicking in. Unfortunately, the music here stops as soon as you enter buildings. Now, to open the door, just hold left click. Alright, welcome to Camp Office. This is actually a pretty good place to set up a base, at least early in the game. Now, when you enter a building, what you will want to do is search everything, like this drawer.
Wonder if this is any good to eat.
Yep, that's food. And you also want to look on the ground for stuff like this reclaimed wood, because reclaimed wood will be useful for something sooner or later. Now, you can break down this table here and this chair if you really want to, but there's really no need of that yet.
I could use this.
Painkillers can be handy if you sprain something, and bandage is good if you start to bleed. What we got down here? Lamp fuel. That's very good for storm lantern, which we conveniently have right here. I'll show you what this does. Take it. To access that menu, you press shift, and you can access light sources, food, drink, first aid, campcraft, navigation, and weapons and everything. It's just a handy way to access things quickly. And you just click on this right here, and you can, let's say, I don't know, eat a granola bar like that if you'd like. So that's how the radial menu works. And to light the storm lantern, you just click in the air and hold. There you go. Storm lantern is great because it allows you to see at night and also in dark corners of the building.
This stuff
you
will
see
come in
things
handy.
like the antibiotics. At this stage, you'll want to take everything. And oh no, let me turn it off. Okay, whatever. We can save on fuel and just look at these with the light off.
Could end up being useful.
Yep, that's good. That's a piece of clothing that we just got. Put the lantern away. You can put stuff away out of your hand by pressing H. Now, to wear clothing, you go and press C. Then you can click on your slot, like right here, and click wear. And now we're wearing the fleece mittens. To access your inventory, you press I. And, by the way, the inventory is separated by categories. Like this one is everything. This is your firewood. Here's your first aid. This is clothing, including anything you're wearing. This is your food and drink. This is any tools you have. And this is crafting materials. If you press F, you get the feels like menu, which tells you the temperature, the air temperature, and the wind chill. And M is the map of the area, which you have to update, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. And J is your journal, where you have a log of where you've been. You can click here and look at your skills. Right now we're kind of a rookie at everything. You can look at notes you found. Haven't found any yet. You can build a rock cache. I'll show you how to do that later. You can write notes, let's say. You can do that, or you can write maybe look at your stats for how well you've done. So yeah, that's from J. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. You can also go up here and just click on these here, if you'd like. Pickled peaches.
Is it food or?
It's food! Food is good. Spray paint is good for marking where you've been. Oh. Pop. Well, I don't like pop in real life, but in the game, yeah, I'll take it. if you play as the male character, you will hear him say "excellent" when he finds Pop, because he apparently really likes Pop. So you may have noticed I took the charcoal out of that stove. The charcoal will come in really handy.
Excellent.
Yep, he said excellent. Charcoal you'll use to sketch a map, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. Let's go upstairs here and keep searching this place and see what we can find. Ooh! We have a frozen fella here. Nothing on him. Well, that explains why he froze to death, eh? More spray paint. Well,
Hope
you
nobody
really
needs
need
this
2 cans?
anymore.
No, I don't need 2 cans. 1 can goes quite a ways. It's extremely important to play Escape the Dark Walker, but that's the challenge. I won't talk about that one too much more. Yeah, I'll take that for the cloth, which you can use in fixing clothing. Thermal underwear. Yeah, I'll take that. And a pot.
I think I can use
This
this.
is very good for melting snow because you can melt up to 2 liters at once in there. You can also do it in a can, which is this over here, but that's only holds half a liter, so it's a bit of a pain in the neck, if you ask me. What's down here? Leather shoes. Yeah, and some ketchup
Wonder if
chips.
this is any good to eat.
This is a bedroll here, and I think this bedroll always spawns, except in Interlope, which I don't think I need a bedroll because you spawn with one in Voyageur, but let's see what kind of shape this one's in. 72. Mine's 77, so let's not pick it up. A note left behind. Scroll musings of a survivor who was here before you. So we'll read the text. And that's one of the collectibles. Now if you look in your journal, now as you can see we have 1 note, and I can bring it up and I can read it whenever I like. So, yeah. I should probably put on these thermal underwear, eh? I should probably take my lantern to just make sure I didn't miss anything, because Hinterland likes to hide things in corners. So you want to look inside every nook and cranny of these places, because a place like that, there could be a rifle bullet hidden. You never know. I forgot to search this cupboard, didn't I? Newsprint is good tinder, I'll take it. I won't take all the newsprint, but I'll take some of it. Oh, look at this. Field Dressing Your Kill Volume 1.
Here.
This is a research book. You can read these books in order to upgrade your skill in various activities. So, I'll show you how to do that. Well, right about now, you know. Should we do it now? I could do it now. Just warm up. Yeah. No, let's not do that. We'll do that later today. It's okay to lose a bit of condition in the first day because you can get it back pretty easily. I'm going to show you how to sketch in a moment. As soon as we go outside. Alright, here's how you map. You click on navigation, bring up your charcoal, and you just click left. This will take about 20 minutes real time, so you get kind of chilly sometimes doing that. Boom! So we have a map. It shows that we are at camp office, next to some railway tracks, which are there on the left, and the lake on the right. Now looking over the lake, we can see a few things on it, like ice fishing huts. So, there's also a path, which is right here. We can follow that. Should we go on the lake, or should we go on the path? I think we go on the lake now, because at least on the first day there's no wolves. The path is a little safer if you're worried about wolves, but
Damn.
the first day
I'm freezing.
it does not matter. Let's just spray a bit. This lake is called Mystery Lake, in case you're wondering. That's where the map gets its name. Not sure what the mystery is about this thing, but it's a mystery why I crashed here, I guess. I don't know. See, these are the cabins that were mentioned in the note right there. Don't take a look at those. Stuff left closed there. What's in this hut?
Is it
That's
food
milk.
or...
That's actually pretty good, so I'll take it. Take a bit of charcoal for sketching. I'm not going to sketch now because that's just going to cost a lot of condition. Newsprint roll? Yeah, I'll take one more. Stale beef jerky, I'll take. Orange pop, take that. Cloth, let's go for
This'll
crafting.
come in handy.
Matches are good. That's how you start a fire. Rifle cartridge is also good. Find a rifle. Cloth, it's good for crafting. Scrap metal? Yeah, not at this stage. Rifle cartridge? Definitely take it. Now, this is where you can go ice fishing. Now, I don't think I can break the ice with anything. So, you can't fish. But later on, when you get a tool to break the ice, you can actually go fishing. This provides you tools to call fish. Oh boy. This poor fella here, I guess, got locked out of his ice fishing hut, did he? That's what he had on him.
Hope I can still eat this.
Yeah, I can eat his chocolate bar. Whoops, I got pushed by the door. As you can see. I thought it was more crazy here. Take a bit of firewood, I guess. A bit of charcoal. Yeah, I'll leave the reclaimed wood for now. Reclaimed wood really doesn't burn that well compared to cedar wood or... It's much harder to
That'll
start.
come in handy.
Yeah, sure, I'll take it. Fishing line. Newsprint? No. I got plenty of them. Energy bars are really good because they're very light. They have a lot of calories. Tomato soup is okay. One food that's probably the worst for taking on a trip is spinach peaches. Where's the... Yeah, here they are. If you go on a long trip, one thing you want to do is look at your food right here and check how many calories you have in it, how heavy it is. And it's usually best to eat food like pinnacle peaches here first. This has relatively few calories, it's really heavy, so you want to eat your lowest energy density food first. And save the higher density foods like energy bars, beef jerky, and stuff like that for trips. And eat the pinnacle peaches and whatnot when you're close to home. That's usually the best strategy in my experience. Let's head on in and look for some stuff. Alright, what do we got here? A backpack.
Is it food or...
It's food. A book. Well, books are really heavy, but they're very good for starting fires, so I'll take a fire too. Tomato soup. Yeah, sure. I'm not overloaded, so it should be fine. Trash can. Might have a tin plug. Nothing in the trash. What do you expect? Someone wants to take out the trash. Painkillers? Yeah, I'll take a few painkillers. Nothing in the trunk, really? It's a big old trunk with nothing in it. It's weird. Plastic container. Nothing in that, eh? Metal pail, you can bring that down with metal with a hacksaw, which I don't have. And this bed's in here too, so you can sleep. Now, one thing to keep in mind is with these cabins are kind of interesting because let's wait for it to load. You notice how only one of this cabin's accessible, these are ruined? Well, depending on your playthrough, whenever you restart the game, these cabins are randomly accessible or not. So, sometimes you'll have all 3 cabins, other times you'll have only one of them. But regardless, you will always have at least one of these 6 cabins. something you have to watch on Interloper too, because some buildings that exist in lower difficulty levels are not accessible in Interloper, so keep that in mind. It's usually stuff like cabins, so we're going to take a look in here. Oh look, it's a carbon copy of the previous one. Except there's nothing in the backpack. And there's
Hope
more
I can
tomato
still
soup.
eat this.
Go figure. Trash. They also took the garbage out here. Alright, interesting. I guess they're good housekeepers. I don't need that many. Antibiotics you only need once in a blue moon, really. Ski gloves, they're pretty good. They're windbreaker, I'll take it, I guess. It's not great, but. Anything else in here? I don't see anything else. So let's hop in the next cabin. Alright, let's go to cabin number 2 to cabin number 3. I guess cabin number 3.
Goddamn freezing.
Go. No left behind. Yeah, wolves can be a real pain in the neck later in the game. But don't worry, there won't be any wolves to worry about for your first 24 hours in Voyageur. This is not the case if you play Stalker. Or Interloper.
Thank goodness.
Keep that in mind. Let's see what else do we have here. Papers, shelf, table, something to break down. Fire logs? They're okay for fires. Too much trash. What's in here? Dog food in the trash? Never seen that before.
Is it food or?
Why would someone throw a half-decent container of dog food in the trash? That's weird. Cabinet? Anything in there? Nothing in there. Okay. Pork and beans, man, we're getting tons of food here. Anything under this bed? Spray paint. We don't really need spray paint or anything. So let's head on out and search the next cabin. One thing you can do if you have problems remembering which cabin you've been to is you can use your spray paint. And you can put this X on the surface like this cabin. And see, it shows an X on your map. Now, I'm not going to sketch now because it's too cold. But if I sketch, then you can see that I have been to this cabin. So yeah, basically the rule of thumb of the first day is find a shelter or a group of shelters and just take everything. Well, or mostly, yeah, most everything. The most important thing is clothing.
Thank goodness. More water.
Yeah, I use water. Yeah, it's good for cloth. Plenty of food, that's good. I'm gonna take all the books. It's way too heavy. But yeah, the most vital resources at this stage of the game are food, drink, and water. Food, drink, and clothes. And I'm just gonna go wear some clothing right now, speaking of which. Anything else? No? These leather shoes. Ragged leather shoes. No. Anything else I can wear? Pretty baseball cap. Alright, great. Alright, whatever. Let's just keep searching, I guess. There's no reason not to if the weather's decent, and I've got plenty of condition, and there's no wolves to worry about. In this difficulty, getting condition back is not
Never
difficult.
felt so cold in my life.
Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to open up the steam interface. You're tired, are you? This is the Lone Wave cabin, as I call it. Maybe that's the official name of it. I don't remember, but I think this one here always is available. Alright. Anything in here? No backpack. Bummer.
This stuff will come in handy.
Accelerant is pretty handy, so let's check the plastic container. Beef jerky, fishing tackle's good for fishing. Probably something in this trunk, really? Nothing in the trunk. Oh, stinks. Take the book. I'll take one more book, sure. What else we got here? Anything important, useful? Not really. I think I'll just pop out again and look in the fishing huts very quickly, and we'll probably just go right back to camp office because I mean, camp office is a better base than these cabins because you have a stove and you get a workbench in there. I'll show you how to use the stove and start a fire in a moment. Whoops. First, let's just check this.
Die if I don't warm up soon.
You got ages of time before you die, buddy. This is basically what I did was a pretty good start for the first day of playing Voyageur. Now, they get different gear than I do because gear is randomized in every playthrough. And you may start in a different spot than I did too, so you can't necessarily follow the route that I took exactly, but if you spawn somewhere in Mystery Lake and you walk in a random direction along, you should find something that looks like a path pretty quickly and follow it. You'll probably find a man-made structure pretty quickly. Mystery Lake is not a really big map, and there's quite a few man-made structures on it. So, yeah. Best thing to do on your first day is what I did. Just go from structure to structure and take all the food and drink and clothing. Now you can also take tools, of course, and find them, but food, drink, and clothing are the most important things early in the game. So look at that. These are crows here. These crows fly over corpses. So if you see crows flying overhead, take a quick look and you might find a corpse. The corpses can be either human or animal, so the crows won't distinguish between the two. They fly over any corpse they can find. So yeah, let's just walk on up here and see what this is. Is it a frozen fella? Yeah, it's a frozen fella, alright. Nothing on him? Okay, well. There's a deer right there. You can actually hunt these, which we'll do in a later episode. You get a whole bunch of food. Hide. Well, let's hop back to camp office, and I guess I'll read a bit at the end of the day. Alright, let's go upstairs here to the bedroom, I guess you want to call it that. Where shall I sleep? There's 4 beds. So much choice. Now, I think I'll read first, so I don't end up sleeping. Oh, you see that sprain risk? You see that icon down there in the bottom right? That means that I'm overloaded. And that occurred because I am tired. So one way to deal with that is to drop weight. Another way to deal with it is to sleep, in this case. The one thing I'm going to do is read this book, and it's Field Dressing Your Kill Volume 1. I'll just read it for about an hour.
I'd better find some water.
That's a good plan. You have water on you. Alright. Now, in case you're wondering, this game is called The Long Dark, and it really does get very dark at night outside, so I very strongly recommend that you find a shelter by the time night falls. In fact, your survivor will say...
down.
Yes. I was talking and you interrupted me again. But anyway, your survivor will say around sundown something like, "It's getting dark out here. Time to look for shelter." And when he says that, you probably should follow his advice and stop at the next shelter you can find. And you'll also... He may also say something like, it's gonna get a lot colder soon. So yeah, don't be out at night, in general. So, now here's a bed right here and I'm gonna go to sleep. But one thing you wanna do before you go to sleep is drink up. And make sure your stomach is full, because if you go to sleep with and you're very thirsty, you will lose condition at night because of dehydration. On the other hand, if you go to sleep with a full thirsty drop and a full stomach, you will regain health overnight pretty quickly. So, the longer you sleep at one go, the more health you recover. Now, indoors, it's okay to sleep for, like, say, 10 hours, but say 11 hours, because you'll just wake up when you're fully rested. But don't do this if you sleep in a cave and you don't have a fire lit, because otherwise you can freeze to death in your sleep. See what happened? I woke up fully rested, and the sprain risk is gone, and my sleepy eye is full, but I am very low on hydration. That's totally expected. Oh, and I'm hungry too. So, to deal with that, you will want to eat your breakfast, which... What shall I have for breakfast? No. The canned foods I can't really open because I don't have a can opener, but that's something that I'll hopefully find in the next episode. So, what shall I eat? Ketchup chips. Why the heck not? Sounds like a good breakfast to me. What else I got here? Nuts and stuff. Let's have some more nuts and stuff. Now you can't open these cans.
Mouth so dry.
Yeah, we'll fix it with a pop. There you go. And might as well fill up on water. You can open these cans even if you don't have a can opener, but then you have to smash them. You lose a whole bunch of calories. You spill a bunch of food that way, so it's really not worth it. So yeah, I think we're gonna call it quits now, and I hope you learned something, how to survive your first day and night in the Long Dark. And yeah, take care, and we'll see you in the next episode. So goodbye.